Batty beliefs, bats in folklore, folk belief and superstition. The bat sometimes unjustly has a sinister reputation when it comes to superstition and folklore. It is after all a creature of the night and closely associated with that most spooky of celebrations, Halloween. In the run-up to Halloween, suddenly bats are everywhere in the shops, alongside pumpkins and broomsticks ranging from the cute and cuddly to the downright weird. As the sun goes down, the bats come out. When people are more active at night, nowadays we call them night owls, but the ancient Greeks and Romans instead referred to such people as bats. The time of darkness and the dusk belonged to the bat, that liminal time that old tales tell us is neither day nor night, when the veil between worlds thin, allowing all kinds of creatures, natural and supernatural, to come out and play. Not long after Halloween, as winter settles in, bats hibernate, and because they like dark, cave-like places, bats were seen to descend into the underworld for the winter and to re-emerge magically renewed and reborn come spring, rather like the Greek goddess Persephone, or nature itself. Bats have long been associated with witches, and the witching hour was declared by a bat flying suddenly and swiftly up from the ground and then rapidly descending to the ground again. Witches were said to be able to transform themselves into either black cats or bats, and there was an old belief that if a bat flew very close to you, it might be a witch trying to get close enough to bewitch or enchant you. Shakespeare even contributed to the connection. In Macbeth, his three witches use wool of bat in their magic potion. Bats could also act as messengers between witches and the devil, conveying curses and allegedly bringing foul pestilences straight from hell. In France, in 1332, Lady Jacqueline of Bayonne was publicly burned at the stake as a witch, simply because bats were seen to fly about her house and garden. The bat-like wings of the vampire are a familiar trope and have been since Victorian times. One of the first representations of a vampire with bat-like wings comes from an illustration that accompanied the 1847 Penny Dreadful tale, by the Vampire, Beast of Blood. This link was later cemented and built upon by Bram Stoker, who was in part inspired by an article in a New York newspaper about vampire bats and his creation of Dracula. However, vampires are not unique in this respect. Several other beings exist around the world that also have bat-like wings, such as the Welsh Cyhydreth, a banshee-like creature with a blood-curdling scream who was heard more often than she was ever seen, but on those occasions when she was seen, she's described as having bat-like wings. The Maya even had a bat god, Camazotz, meaning death bat, who was associated with dark magic, caves, the night, and human sacrifice. Bats are closely linked with death, and their appearance was sometimes said to forecast imminent death, although more benign versions suggest that actually the behaviours indicated show rain is on the way. Bats were also seen as embodiments of resurrection and rebirth, so they've also got their fair share of very positive superstitions and associations. In Mesoamerica, bats were seen as messengers between the living and the dead, which provided comfort for those who were mourning the loss of a loved one, while to the ancient Babylonians, bats were literally the souls of the dead, undertaking the next part of their journey. Bats flying around at twilight, earlier than usual, is said to indicate that good weather's coming. They're also considered to be very lucky animals. To have bats roosting nearby was thought to bring you and your household good fortune. In North America, bats are tricksters, rather like the coyote or the raven, and are credited with great intelligence. The medicine or wisdom of the bat was transformation, intuition, clarity and vision, as unlike in Europe where we have the notion of blind as a bat, in America they credit them with being able to see in the dark. It's from the bat, after all, that we learned about echolocation, allowing us to create sonar, and today bats are still teaching us about ecology, hematology and various other sciences. In China, the word fu means both bat and good fortune, although the two do have different characters. And therefore, bats are significant of good fortune. 5 bats are often used in art and symbolism to represent the 5 classic good fortunes: good luck, prosperity, health, wealth and happiness. So whenever you see a bat in future, either a real one or as Halloween kitsch, you'll be thinking of the blessings and good fortunes that bats can bring. After all, bats play a vital role in the ecological health of the world around us. They help disperse seeds, help pollinate our plants, thereby helping provide us with food to eat. They also help to fertilise the earth, and so much more.